Welcome everybody to the Wholesaling Inc. podcast. It is your host, Brent Daniels, and this podcast episode is going to really hit hard on everybody that is just starting out in this business. And it hits hard with me, like right square in the heart, because this is exactly how I started in the wholesaling business. And first of all, I want to thank everybody for listening to this podcast. You guys have been unbelievably loyal listeners. But beyond that, more exciting than that, you're actually using this podcast as an instruction manual to go out and actually do deals yourself. And that's what is the whole point of all of these podcasts that Tom, Cody, and I do. It is also that you have the blueprint, the instruction manual to go out and take action. Now, speaking of taking action, when I started out in this business, I had no money. I had no resources. The only thing that I knew to do was I knew to drive down neighborhoods, drive down streets, and look for run-down properties. Literally drive for dollars, right? This is how I did my first 50 deals. Wow. Well, here, sitting next to me, if you're watching this on the YouTube channel, is a guy that has made over $1 million from his Driving for Dollars campaign. This isn't a made-up number. This isn't like crazy land. This is what actually happens when you take massive action. So, without further ado, I want to introduce Zach Booth to everybody here. Please say hello.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It's awesome.
All right, Zach, you're going to have to talk a lot louder than that, okay? So, first of all, you're from Salt Lake, Utah, right?
Yeah.
And
born in Salt Lake. Yep.
Born in Salt Lake, and you've only been in this industry for 24 months?
Yeah, a little more, maybe like 26.
26, so just
months.
over 2 years, guys. Like, listen to this. Over 2 years, he started taking massive action about a year ago. You started really implementing, and then even before that, you were piecing together what you thought was the most proactive strategy that you could bring.
I was making mistakes before that.
Okay.
Right? It's that learning curve. You know, it requires some learning for sure.
Sure. So what did you do before you found wholesaling?
So before wholesaling, I mean, I had done some real estate transactions. I had actually joined another coaching program, right? Because I got introduced to this, and actually had success because of Wholesaling Inc. But I had experience with other coaching programs. I dabbled. I had done a couple deals, couple rentals, but I mean, nothing that really affected much of my life, right? I mean, I saw a couple deals that came through, and it's like, wow, if I could like really do this, this could be game changer. Like, this could be huge. But it just wasn't happening. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 17, started my first business when I was 17. It was window cleaning, nothing extravagant, but I grew up quite large. In 1 year, we did just shy of $500,000 in sales. So we washed
cleaning.
We washed a shit ton of windows.
Yeah.
Can I say that? Sorry.
Yeah.
A lot of windows.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I did, and then I did that all the way up until I got into this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you got into this, you found Wholesaling Inc., you went through the Wholesaling Inc. program just like I did. I did it. I went through the Wholesaling Inc. program in February of 2016. You were about a year after that, right?
I went through, when did I go through? It's 2000, so 2017, yeah.
Yeah.
So you went through when?
2016.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it was one of those situations. I had a business. I was doing exactly what you're going to talk about today on this video, and we're going to deep dive, guys. So stay on this. Watch this as we start peeling. We're just introducing so you guys can get a feel for who Zach is, but we're going to really deep dive, give some instruction, and let you give you the resources you need to be wildly successful at Driving for Dollars. If you've been watching the YouTube channel or if you've been listening to this podcast, you know how much I push for people to be proactive out in the communities. Drive for dollars. If your budget's low, you don't want to buy a bunch of lists. You want to get the best lists. Get the phone numbers for those and talk to people. Pick up the phone and call them and ask them if they would consider an offer. It's all over my YouTube channel. It's all over the podcast. It is the fastest way to get a deal. I'm telling you, especially if you have a low budget, right? A low marketing budget. Sure. So I joined Wholesaling Inc. because I wanted to be around people doing $1 million in this business. And there was a ton of them through the program. So it was a community, and that's a huge part of it. So you joined, and how did you get started? Did you start mailing? Did you start, like, how did it go?
So I followed the program. I mean, the cool thing about the program is it's not just like education, right? Education's everywhere. You can listen to podcasts. You can get everything out there. It's all free.
Yeah.
But what's not necessarily free is step by step by step instruction.
That's it.
Right? And there's a lot of coaching programs that they just sell you information, and you're like, okay, what do I do with it? Like, what's the next step? And so I got instruction, and just a couple of months after doing it, a $10,000 deal.
Awesome.
And it was amazing. Like, they're like, get your cash buyers, do it like this. And I had a super experienced investor. Now I'm doing way more than he is in our market, right? But he told me, you'll never do a deal. You'll never sell this deal you have under contract. You'll never sell that contract. And I had done what it was, what we were told to do in the podcast, or not in the podcast, in the coaching program.
Yeah.
With cash buyers. And I had someone, after I sent my email, immediately call me, don't sell it to anybody. He was the only person that called. Yeah. But because I had followed the instruction, dude, 10 grand, just like that, it was amazing.
It changes everything.
Oh, dude, it was like proof of concept, see, I can do this, it can be done.
This is why I push this so hard, the driving for dollars, getting the first deal, because once you get paid your first time, I don't care if it's $500, $1,000, $50,000 on your first deal. Once you get money income from wholesaling property, you go from believing you can do it to the fact that you can do it. Once that happens, your mind changes, and you can just keep doing it over and over and over, and expanding your mind to do bigger and bigger and bigger and better deals and better opportunities. And now you're sourcing opportunities all the time. And now people are coming at you and saying, hey, I want to give you some money. Do you want to do some things? Do you want to invest in this? Do you want to flip? Do you want to build? Do you want to buy commercial properties? It is the start, but you got to get that first deal out of your way. So let's talk about driving for dollars. Let's talk about you. How do you do $1 million in a year from driving for dollars?
Well, I was hungry, right? I had actually, just before that, I had burned my boats, right? I had went to my business partner, my window cleaning business partner, and I said, I quit. I said, it was actually on my birthday, it was March 2nd, 2017. I was burnt out. My shoulder has issues from all the windows, turnover with my employees, terrible experience, but I learned so much. And I said, I quit. And so I got into Wholesaling Inc., started doing a few deals, but I was doing like 1 to 2 deals a month, but they started drying up because the lists that I was pulling became more available. The state actually posted them on a website, and then all the flippers then started doing the same marketing I was doing, and I just really started struggling. So I didn't have a job anymore. I had to make money, and so I was like, okay, what's the hardest thing, what's the most, the cheapest way to do marketing? Because I didn't have a lot of money either, right? Because I'm trying to feed my family, my 2 children, and do this. And so, so I started driving around, and I was writing down addresses, looking them up on county. I mean, obviously the process is much better than it was, but I just started doing it, got a couple deals, and I progressed from there.
And that's that's old school method. I remember going literally with a yellow pad. There's a video of me on this YouTube channel that has me writing down the addresses and then going and doing the research on it. Now we have the Deal Machine app.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No,
you have the Deal Machine app. You can tie unlimited people. You can have a whole army of people on your Deal Machine app, not stepping all over each other and not going into the same areas, keeping everything organized for the maximum $200. It's so crazy, right? It's so crazy. I mean, you could get 5 people or 3 people on it for $40 with the TTP code. Or you've got
the PIN code. It's
more
than anything, we want you to be successful.
Yeah, TTP code on there. Get the discount for Deal Machine. Fantastic. It's gonna save. So let's they've watched this. We're probably, I don't know, 8 or 10 minutes in. Let's give them something actionable so that they can start going out and getting deals. And then let's talk about how you have really formatted the whole system. You're putting out at what, I mean, this is going to be the premier Driving for Dollars program.
Yes.
In the country.
Yes, it will be.
I mean, it's exactly your blueprint.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that, but give them some. Let's get some instruction on what can they do now. What can they do right now?
So if you're just starting off, I mean, like I said at the beginning, I was writing down those addresses. Download the app.
Mm-hmm.
There's a free trial. There's also some other apps out there. I've talked to the developers. I've used every single one of them extensively because I wanted to make sure that we're using the best system possible, but also we're promoting the best system. You know, some of these other apps, they actually don't even work. They don't even pull data for certain markets. So definitely the Deal Machine's the best app to go with. Like I said, it's $40 a month if you're just by yourself or just a couple drivers. But the thing is the cool thing is we only have one full-time driver to do $2 million in sales this year. Like, you don't need a giant team. So don't think that this is far out of your reach. That's the cool thing. Like, this is very simple. So download the app.
Say they're doing it themselves.
Themselves.
Yep.
Download that app and start driving. Pick areas. What you can do is you can go talk to some flippers in your area. Someone that's wanting to do deals. You got to make sure that guy's active, right? So when you bring him an opportunity, he'll actually do something.
This isn't should do it. Do it.
Yeah, do it.
Just go talk to people that are active in the neighborhoods where you know properties are selling really, really, really fast. I like some advice to you is I like staying underneath the median price range. So you can easily Google on Zillow and see what the average home sells for in your market. And I like staying under that. I like staying about 80% or lower than that for when it's ARVs. The reason for that is that's going to be your biggest pool of buyers. The smaller there is now it gets a little bit tricky if it's super, super, super low, like you can buy a house for $10,000 or something. But if you're between that, $40,000 to about $200,000 range, that's going to be a big pool of buyers. Obviously, if you're in California, New York, some areas in Miami, some of these bigger markets, you got to up that. But I really think that going into the rougher neighborhoods, you're gonna get a lot more in the neighborhoods than just one bad house that you drive an hour for, right? And two, your buyer pool's bigger. Right?
For sure. The thing is too is one thing that I've learned with helping some of these students, right? My beta test team, I have it going around the country teaching this system now. And I've learned that there's certain markets that you have neighborhoods that are so low end that your buyers don't want to buy.
Right.
But then you also have such high-end neighborhoods that no one's going to sell at a massive discount. There's not really flip opportunities. So go talk to a local flipper, go to a local RIA meeting, go talk to that person and say, where would you like me to go drive? I'm going to go find you deals. Where would you suggest I go?
Love it.
And he's going to send you to the best neighborhoods.
Download the app, talk to buyers. What's next?
The next part of it is you got to send mail.
Okay.
Or you got to cold call.
Sure.
I mean, you got to reach out to those people. Right. And so in my market, we're doing about 70 to 80% of our deals from postcards, and then the rest are from cold calling. But it's because our cold calling team is very small compared to this.
Listen,
guy,
if you can be successful sending out marketing, send out marketing. You know what I mean? But you have a budget to do it. You know what I mean? What does an average postcard cost? 30
to 40 cents.
Right. Okay. So let's call it 35 cents. And how many are you sending out typically a month?
Oh, a lot. So we pin 2,000. So we're doing 8,000 postcards a week.
Right.
From Driving for Dollars.
Right.
So whatever the math is.
So you're doing 32,000 postcards a month?
32,000.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
So that's about 10 grand.
Yeah.
Right. 10 grand a month, right? And he's having massive success because he's staying very, very, very niche to the properties that need some love. Now listen, guys, it's not all about the properties that are like burnt down or leaning over or terrible. You open it up wider than that, right? What do you look for? What do you teach your drivers to look for?
I love that he's guiding me through this, man, because that's exactly it. One of the biggest mistakes I made starting out is I only was pinning like the worst of the worst. But I have a list of criteria, things like peeling paint, vehicles on the lawn, broken windows, any physical evidence of neglect, because we're trying to find someone that is emotionally detached from the property.
Yeah.
And so if they're emotionally detached, there's going to be physical signs of it. So any of those things we pin it. So some deals, they're the super rundown houses. They're the obvious ones, right?
Yep.
Then every once in a while, we'll drive up and be like, man, this one's not too bad, right?
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and I love it. And you know what? It's really interesting. People say to me, well, what's the best list to buy? What's the best list source to buy? I can't find, for some reason, they won't give me the water turn off list in my market, or they won't give me the code violation list, or they won't, I live in a non-disclosure state, or a public information state. I forget what it's called. That's not what it's called, but what you guys get it. I can't get certain lists. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You've got an app. You've got a street. I don't care if you're riding a bike. I have a student in TTP got $100,000 deal. 100,000, 6 figures, from skateboarding in Seattle and writing down, he was skating for dollars, really.
Skating.
Like really, like for real. Like there is no excuse not to go out there and get really great opportunities. The next thing is, how are you going to have a quality conversation with that distressed property owner? Okay, how are you going to do it? You have 3 options. Either somebody refers them to you, you market to them, you pay for it, you get a good marketing budget going, or you pick up the phone, be proactive, and you talk to people. Okay, so you're mailing to them and you're calling them. You're texting them.
Yes, we're texting. We're testing the texting right now, yeah.
Okay, excellent. You're getting great results from all 3.
Yes, all 3 are working.
So either way, get the app. What was the second thing? The second thing was...
Talk to your cash buyers.
Talk to cash buyers. And then you are going to...
Go drive and pin.
Go drive.
Yeah, you go get to work.
And then really you decide, what do I want to do? How do I want to approach this? Do I have a budget to approach this, or do I not? If I don't, got to be proactive. So now you have a conversation with these people.
Yes. So if you don't have a budget, right? I mean, honestly, the cheapest way to do this is you pin the properties, you skip trace, right? Deal Machine. You can buy the phone numbers there with Deal Machine. There's other sources where you can actually export that list that you create.
Export it out. Trust me. Export it out.
Okay, yeah. So export it out. They have great support staff there if you're struggling to figure that out. Yeah. I did myself. I'm not very techie at all. Yeah. So, we learned how to export it out, send it in, get phone numbers. How much is it for phone numbers? I don't even know this.
18 cents an address.
So
18 cents with batch skip tracing with the TTP code. It's 18 cents an address. It's like $1 in Deal Machine. Yeah. And they haven't figured out their data. David, I love you, but your app is great. Your phone number's not so great. Work on it.
We'll be honest with you guys, right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we export. I'm telling you, just from us, because I have a team of 5 people out there, literally right now, driving for dollars, putting it into the app. That goes to Alejandra. She gets it. She exports it into Excel. We skip trace it. We're calling. We're texting. We're getting after it.
Perfect. Yeah. And in our systems, we have 1 full-time driver. Does 2,000 pins a week. Like I said, you don't need a huge team. And then it goes over to my systems guy, Cameron. I couldn't live without that kid. And we skip trace, send it postcards, send it to our calling. But then the next step for you guys, you guys are what's important, but you take those phone numbers, and I would either, if you do not have any money at all, just start calling them. Ask them if they want to sell their house, right?
These guys know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we talked about.
It's the cheapest way to do it.
It is, and it's just it's amazing that people are taking action and actually doing it. I have people joining the program on a daily basis because they watched something or they listened to the podcast, they took action, and now they're ready to take it to the next level. So let's talk about taking it to the next level, because there's a lot of things. Yeah, I can drive, I can do this, I can get some deals going, but there's a big difference between doing a deal and doing $1 million worth of deals, right? There is a specific blueprint for this. There's a specific blueprint for finding people, for driving for you, for organizing your data, for making sure that your marketing is done correctly and consistently, for being able to do these deals and build a business that's super proactive. But also, I mean, really lean. I mean, you keep the costs really low when it comes to your business. So talk about your program. What is it? When's it coming out? You know, how do people find out about it? That type of thing.
Gotcha. So kind of a rundown of my systems. So a lot of my systems and how I've come up with them has been because I decided to start coaching and helping other people.
Yep.
So my goal this year, 2019, was to make $1 million profit.
Yep.
Right, huge goal. Only being in this industry at the time, less than 2 years, like that was huge, right? I was a window cleaner. That was a change in my life, and to get there, I was reading or doing a journal called Living Your Best Year Ever.
Yeah.
And it talks about, 3 big goals. One of my big goals was that financial goal, and to receive something, I had to give it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, how do I give away $1 million when I don't have it? And so I brought on some students and started helping them implement this marketing system. And so I had learned a lot because I had made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
But these wonderful guinea pigs of mine helped me learn and helped me make even more mistakes. So I was able to get those hard questions from my students and things that I hadn't thought of. And as a group, I really appreciate those original students because, man, we've got a system that we're doing deals. Man.
Yeah.
We're doing deals all across the country with this.
With your students.
The students are doing deals. I'm doing deals. I'm doing way more deals than I was because of them.
And this has been very quiet. You haven't even opened this up.
No,
this has just been like one Facebook post, right?
Yeah, like 1-2 Facebook posts. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm taking on a couple business groups. So I'm super excited to let you guys know. Like, it wasn't even a plan to really release this, but man, I can't keep this to myself.
Sure.
So I went to my coach, my mentor, man I really respect, 2 men I really respect, Cody Hoffine and Tom Kroll. So, the owners of Wholesaling Inc. that kind of got me into this business. I'm partnering with them. We're going to be taking this live as soon as possible. I'm just really trying to reorganize the coaching modules and just taking out all of that fluff garbage and just giving you actionable steps.
Love it.
Plus, we're trying to figure out how to keep it where our price point's as low as possible.
Okay.
Because I know so many people that are out there wanting to hustle and to just make something happen.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of money to get into it. And I want to help people. Like, I want to get it out there as much as possible.
Okay.
So that's what we're working on. So hopefully within a month, within let's see, what month is it now? It's end of May. So hopefully by the end of June.
So if you're listening to this months from now, a year from now, it'll be out. Okay, it'll be out. You'll find it. It'll be on wholesalinginc.com for sure, and there'll be more posts and more podcasts about it.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to where it'll be and how to sign up yet. I mean, that's something we're working on.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for it to be out. I'm excited for there to be an actual exact system from going from doing your first deal to like really building up your business around this thing. Because I mean, your lifestyle, we're gonna talk about 2 more things in this video, in this podcast. One is your lifestyle. Because he just showed me an Excel file and he hunts half the year. He's literally on a mountain hunting half the year, right?
Yeah.
So you couldn't do that if you didn't have the freedom of your schedule, right?
Or the finances.
Right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's been incredible because it's allowed me to have so much more time and energy for myself, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Right. And so, just for the sheer fact that I'm happy, I just have so much more energy. I feel like I'm a better husband. I feel like I'm a better father for my 2 children that I love to death. But yeah, I get to play. I know not everyone's into hunting, but I love the meat. I love the protein. I love the adventure. But yeah, I mean, I'm going and hunting in Hawaii. I'm hunting in Alaska. I'm hunting in Idaho, Nevada. I'm actually going to fly back down and hunt Arizona this year. So. I mean, yeah, I had to create a Google sheet with all my hunts and when they were, and yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. I mean, freedom of schedule, and that's what comes with building an actual business, as opposed to being a highly paid professional. right? So highly paid professional, you are the business. You're running it all yourself. You have not hired it out. You have not created a system. You have not created a path for your business, and you're a highly paid professional, and that's fine. A ton of people are, and a ton of people are absolutely happy to do it. But if you're looking to have that freedom of schedule, you have to build a system. You have to follow a plan, and you have to build that plan and have the right people on that. Now, let's talk. Let's get people excited as we end this. Let's talk. What is the biggest driving for dollars deal that you've ever done?
My largest deal, actually, you'll probably, if you jump on the coaching program, you'll see it in my modules behind me.
Yep.
I had a big check made because it was a big deal. It was, I think it was like around, I can't remember the exact number. He got me on the spot.
Yeah.
It's around $85,000. But I am proud to tell you, even better than that, one of my original, 13 students, he just did a deal for over $100,000, guys.
I'm telling you. So tell us about the $85,000 deal.
So that deal was an interesting one. It came through Driving for Dollars, and it wasn't even someone that, like you said, as you start doing deals, people hear about you.
Yep.
So I was looking for drivers, and I was telling people I was looking for flips, and someone saw those posts that I was looking for drivers, and he said, "Hey, I know some rundown properties." And I said, "Well, tag him and let me know about it."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was just a couple properties from one driver, and it was a rundown house. The had a hole in the roof.
Love it.
Had foundation issues.
Love it.
And because of some other education I had done, I realized that it was I could demo the garage, do a lot line adjustment, and then it turned into a duplex lot and a duplex, and it made me a lot of money.
Made you how much?
$85,000.
Hold on a second. This is about. You want to ring it?
I do want to ring this.
Oh, come on.
There you go. We need Tom Kroll in here to ring that thing, man.
He's got his mounted on the wall like a crazy person. Anyway, well, maybe this is crazier. Anyway, 85,000. Your student's done over 100,000. Guys, this is real life. It really is. This is all about quality conversations with distressed property owners, and you can literally find distress by looking at a property. Physical condition is an indication of distress. So go out there, be proactive, drive around, find opportunities for yourself. It doesn't have to be thousands and thousands of thousands. What I would suggest is just start with getting 100. Get 100 phone numbers. It costs you $18, right? But call them yourself. Pick up the phone, call them yourself. Download the script or email me for the script at brent@wholesalinginc.com. We'll send it to you, okay? And then use the script, call them, see if they'll consider an offer, get that property under contract, match it up with a cash buyer, boom, or take it down yourself, or own it in your rental portfolio, or flip it. Whatever you want to do, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Wholesaling is only about sourcing opportunities. That's all wholesaling is, and we highly encourage you to be proactive, go out into the community and do it. I bring this up so much, I really do, because it's literally how I started this whole thing. It's literally what I'm continuing to do in my business now, and the technology is 1,000 times better, and it's
Game
just
changer.
Nobody wants to do it.
Good.
Nobody
Good.
go
do it.
I mean, nobody else is out there. Everybody wants to buy the list or get the easy list. Go out, drive for dollars, get it. Nobody else has that list.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's amazing.
How do people get a hold of you? Well, let's do this. Because we don't have the website out with a link or whatever to the actual program, just how can people email you about the program?
I'm pretty active.
Or reach out.
I'm pretty active on Facebook.
Okay.
Add me as a friend.
Okay.
So Zach Booth.
Spell it.
So ZACK.
Yep.
Okay. And then my last name's Booth, BOOTHE.
Yep.
So I'm in Utah. You can look me up on Facebook. So yeah. Let's
Okay.
just go that way. You can private message me if you have questions. I just want to help. So.
Yep. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for being on the podcast. Guys, if you are looking to join the most proactive group in real estate investing, it is the TTP program. You can check us out, check out all the testimonials, check out check out the whole breakdown of the program at wholesalinginc.com www.wholesalinginc.com/TTP, wholesalinginc.com/TTP. If it feels good in your gut, sign up for a call. It'll be the best call of your year. I look forward to working with you personally. Until next time, guys, I love you. See ya.